It's no secret that the alt-radical left media has utter disdain for the president-elect. But what we're seeing play out here as President Obama now heads for the exits is a disgusting, despicable double standard. Now just take a look at how the press fawned all over President Obama's farewell speech, which was pretty awful. Take a look.
He was played off stage tonight by the Bruce Springsteen song Land of Hope and Dreams, and that nicely summarized a large part of his theme tonight.
I went back and watched the speech that got me thrilled physically, as everybody laughed at me for, because it did get me thrilled physically. It was soaring, and it was as good a speech as this, but of course it was before. This is after. And it's much harder to do it after.
There's never been anything like this. I mean, this was a rock and roll concert.
He shed a tear at one moment, I think, talking about his life.
That message about, no American being more American than any other, I think is an important one.
All right, seriously, Chris Matthews, more thrills, more tingly feelings up your leg? Now, the Obama-loving media, they couldn't get enough, eating up every single word, and that's how it's been for 8 solid years. Now let's compare and contrast all of that to how the media reacted to President-elect Donald Trump's press conference earlier this week. It doesn't get more hypocritical, and it's all on tape for you to see for yourself.
Trump's behavior throughout his first press conference as president-elect raises some serious questions and implications for American democracy, and questions about how our institutions will deal with him.
We have a job. Our job is to figure out what's true or not. And insofar as that is being blurred, insofar as Trump is trying to equate fake news with good journalism that might have made a mistake, he's trying to create a post-truth environment.
The environment right now is so far from normal. We're so far from the norms of respect when it comes to the president or the president-elect talking, at least saying the right things about respecting the First Amendment.
I think the mood in that room was just generally stunned. You're used to seeing sparring at a presidential level press conference. This was more than that. This was more than heated. This was very confrontational. And the question is whether this will be the new norm. I think this has the potential to have a chilling effect.
What a glaring double standard. Now, you shouldn't be surprised by any of this. The media just cannot stand President-elect Donald Trump, especially after they all, remember, they openly mocked the idea that Donald Trump one day may become president. You may remember this. Take a look.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Do it. Look at me. Do it. Personally, write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
We better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next.
I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Sorry to laugh.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump. At least I will go down as a president.
Wow, pretty informative. And the media's love affair with President Obama is so deep that it doesn't end with him. Now take a look at Jimmy Fallon fawning over the First Lady, Michelle Obama. Remember, for the first time in my adult life, I am proud of my country. That Michelle Obama. Take a look.
Speaking of emotional, the speech last night from your husband, the president. I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost it at home. I was crying on my wife's shoulder, and I go, he's just the best man in the whole wide world. I mean, no way to be a cooler human being than that guy. Thank you, Mrs. Obama, for being a strong, smart, independent woman, an activist, a style icon, and a great dancer.
My Michelle, you're the only one that we adore, because we know cross your heart beats for, you'll always be First Lady in our life.
And it gets even more nauseating. Earlier today, the co-hosts of The View, they rolled out the red carpet for crazy Uncle Joe, Vice President Joe Biden and his wife Jill. Take a look.
And the country's so divided right now. I still don't know anyone who doesn't have a soft spot for this man. He's just one of the realest people you'll ever meet. in your lifetime.
You're like a rock star, you know that? You're a rock star.
The media is so biased. At this point, they're not even trying to hide this. Which brings me back to President-elect Donald Trump. Now, what he did at his news conference earlier this week, it was the single greatest beatdown of this abusively biased alt-radical left media in the history of the country. Now, Trump put the press on notice, put them on notice. He's not going to stand there and take this crap anymore.